Hey, Ted Vieira here, and I want to maybe answer some questions for people who are looking for a prime wide-angle lens for their Fuji X cameras. And I'll say right up front that I don't have the 18 millimeter, and I haven't ever shot with it. But from other photographers I've listened to and other people I've talked to, compared to the other wide angle primes that Fuji makes, I've heard that the 18 doesn't really perform as well and doesn't stand up. Now, if you shoot with the 18 and it works great for you, man, that's all that matters. So that's awesome. I do have the 14 millimeter, the XF 14 millimeter f2.8 R, f2.8, and uh, wow, what a cool angle of view that this lens has. If I'm ever, I've been getting up earlier for some reason in the last couple months, and so I've been watching the sunrise. And if I ever see just a really cool sunrise with some dramatic clouds and stuff like that, this is the lens that I grab. It's just got a great angle of view. It's at 90-degree angle, so it's the equivalent of a 21 millimeter in the terms of a full frame camera, but it's 14 millimeter. And I love this lens. The image quality is awesome. I'm not a real pixel peeper, so I don't get in there and look from edge to edge and stuff. But I've heard decent things about it. I've heard it even from guys who are pixel peepers that they appreciate this lens. So great build quality, awesome lens, first Fuji XF lens I ever got. And then the second wide angle prime I want to talk about is the 16 millimeter. It's the XF 16 millimeter f1.4, right? Yeah. RWR. So that means it is weather resistant, it's weather sealed. And the reason that I got it, although I love the 14, I do love the 14, and I really enjoyed just playing around with it. Like I said, it's the first lens I got to check out my XT1. So a lot of playtime with this lens, checking out, the kind of things that it could provide for me. But I do like to shoot in bad weather. I think you can get some of the coolest shots in bad weather. Street photography in the rain is awesome. You've got all the shine, the wetness, the shine off of everything, the reflection. That's so cool. And plus, I was hearing just some great things about this lens as far as its image quality. And with that 1.4 aperture, wow, shallow depth of field on a wide angle lens. It's pretty cool. So it's 16 millimeter. So in terms of a full frame conversation, that would be about a 24 millimeter focal distance. A little more common more commonly than you see the 21 full frame focal distance with this lens. But beautiful. And if you're going out in bad weather and things like that, this could be an awesome lens for you. I think this is one of Fuji's best lenses that they make. I've decided that if I could only have two Fuji lenses, if I could only have two, it would be the 35 f2 version of that lens and this 16 millimeter f1.4 lens. I actually shoot more with this. Just because usually when I grab it for those kind of sunrise shots and things like that, I want that little bit extra in the view. But if all I could have was just this or two lenses, this would be the wide angle prime I would choose. It's weather resistant, it's f1.4, so you're going to get shallow depth of field, and I love that. Even though it's a wide angle, you can still get shallow depth of field. And boy, there's some real close-up prospects with this. You can get in really tight with this lens. I don't know if I would call it macro, but you can definitely get in much closer with this lens than you can with this if you want to get those kind of shots. They both have the cool focus ring that pulls back and you get the focus scale. in there. That's really a cool feature. I wish Fuji had that on all their lenses. Not all of them yet, and even the new lens, like the 35f2 that came out, doesn't have that. That's a cool thing where you just pull this, bam, you're in manual focus now. Push it back out and you're in autofocus. So that's a very cool feature. If you're looking and you can only get one of these lenses, if you can get two, you can get both, buy them both. They are both beautiful, awesome glass that provide just stunning results, image results. If you can only get one, I'm not going to say which one you should get, because the 14 is cool. I love the angle that you get, the angle of view that you get, and the image quality with this lens. I love it. I shoot with this more than I shoot with this. It's lightweight, much smaller. I mean, well, it's got the lens hood and the camera attached to it, but it's just a much smaller, more compact, lighter lens. Good, strong build quality, but smaller, lighter, strong, good images. If you shoot in bad weather a lot, or want to shoot in bad weather, and 24 millimeter full frame focal length is good enough for you as far as like the wide angle thing, I would go with this, especially because of 1.4 aperture too, because I love getting shallow depth of field shots. If you don't really need a wide angle that does that, then maybe this would be a better thing for you. So those would be the deciding points. If you want smaller and wider, this would be the lens. If you want a little stronger build, weather sealed, and wider aperture, that's it. Beautiful stuff. Amazing images. They're both great. It's just which one will work best for you. Those would be the points that would separate them and would make you decide for one over the other. Smaller, wider, better build, wider aperture, weather sealed. Anyway, I hope this has added some clarity to this. They're both awesome lenses. Choose your criteria on what's going to work best for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm Ted Vieira, and I will see you next time. Thanks.